coming from my past relationships, I've never seen anyone that I wanted so bad.
Why did you propose knowing that you're earning a 150K? And I ask this for men who are scared to say, what do I have? Why am I proposing?
I said, this is the least you will ever see me. If you ever say yes to me, just know that we are buying low. People don't believe this, but the moment my mom died, the moment, like when she stopped breathing, I felt her leave me.
For some reasons, I personally do not find how your life is surprising.
Really?
When we were always out, doing different stuff, like partying, the only time that you were actively present was when we were walking.
But let me tell you one thing then, why you don't see me go out a lot then. I was broke.
On today's episode, my guest, Toyosi, is one of the most intentional person that I know. And I've seen him grown to the man that he is today, how he has built himself, built the person that he has become, and is constantly in the marvelous unfolding of who he is. For me, it is honestly no surprise who he has become today, because I have seen it long before, years before. I'm talking over a decade, where he was constantly doing the work of renewing his mind with self-help books, with motivational books, unlearning, relearning, and helping himself constantly dare and make decisions that is not in line with what most people think he should do. One of the things that I find deeply courageous about him is the fact that he turned down an high-paid job in dollars while living in Nigeria to actually, focus on his company, Yolat. He's the founder of Yolat. He's the husband to an amazing woman and the father to a pretty little girl. He talks about how there is world and how he has tattoos of their names on his body. It's so interesting. So it talks about the death of his mother and how it shaped him. I had a fun time talking to him, learning from him. He had really good feedback as well, so we're good. We're good. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode as much as I did. I wanted to talk about how I remember you when we were in uni.
Please.
And it's such an exciting thing, and for some reasons, I personally do not find how your life is surprising.
Really? But it's surprising to me.
How? Why is it surprising to you?
So let me start from two things. My career and also my love life or my relationship life. The Toyosi of then and Toyosi of now are two different people. Some of my friends, our crew, I used to just randomly joke with them that, I'm going to get married before all of you. I'm going to get married for all of you.
And you did?
And I did. And I did not even, when I got married, I didn't know that I was going to get married. And so, because the Toyosi then was very playful, I don't take any woman serious. You just come, just short time, we are done.
But no, you're saying it as if you were a player, but you were not a player.
Nah, I'm not. I was because I was a little bit serious. I'll call myself serious with I won't say book, just life. I want to do things. But I've never really opened myself up. I never really opened myself up to, let's love. Let's care about a woman. When I'm in a relationship with someone, then and it starts becoming a lot. I'll just block you and I just block you. So my friends was, you don't block this one. Waiting up. I said, I beg. The add value. So that was how And now Toyosi now is just one lover boy, yeah. And it's just two different things. In terms of my career, maybe I'm not, well, I sort of envisioned maybe myself in a corporate life, say, I wanted to work with a multinational, but now I'm an entrepreneur, startup guy, yeah. So maybe that's why I am surprised. But tell me why you were not surprised.
I was never surprised. And I was never surprised because our crew in those days, when we were always out, doing different stuff like partying and doing, the only time that you were actively present was when we were working.
Yeah.
One. Two, I was in your house in Ilorin then, and I saw books. And they were not just any sort of book, they were motivational books, they were a book on growth. And I'm like that as well.
Yeah.
But I have a good balance on having fun.
Yeah.
Do you see? So what I
used to have fun then,
you do, but it wasn't as if you would always have fun maybe once in a month. It wasn't like I was also like that. But I'm not surprised because you had been filling your mind with a lot in the early days that it is now coming out to be fruitful.
Yeah, but let me tell you one thing then, why you don't see me go out a lot then. I was broke. I was broke. Yeah, but so let me tell you my own difference. So I was living with, Daniel at a period. And I can tell you, I lived with Daniel, then I lived with David. Those were like my closest friends back in school. I can tell you 70% of the time I was wearing their clothes. Like Daniel's used clothes. In fact, sometimes I just wear clothes. Why you wear this one? So when I want to go out, I have to think. I have to represent. Also with David, I was wearing his clothes. Every time I think about it, because I left home since I got to university. In your body, so Sanley. So me, I left home since I went to university, and I hardly went back home. So I don't go home to say. They give people pocket money. Me, I didn't understand what is pocket money. So I was always hustling. So when there's opportunity, like when boys gather, let's have fun. Yeah, you will see me there. You see me very, very loud. But when I say, let's take woman out, let's go clubbing, where? Because I was broke.
I mean, for me, I just feel like that could have actually derailed you as to I'm broke and this is all life has to offer me.
Yeah.
But you didn't stop there. You were constantly reading. I remember very vividly the day I entered your apartment and I saw all these books. And I'm also a lover of books. So I was very fast. I remember taking a book or two at the time.
Remember.
I'm so sorry. I can't remember if I told you or not. And I'm like, it really fascinated me. So whenever I see how far you've come, you're surprised. I'm like, I'm not surprised. Toyosi has been feeling his mind since we were in our early 20s.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
So well done.
Thank you, Tope. Thank you.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so fascinated by your growth. Your growth just started and you just flew.
I've not grown, no. I'm still there.
Okay, no problem. Ask people that are still struggling with growth. Ask people that are struggling with growth. Awesome. How have you been feeling lately?
Lately, I'm very, very honest on this. This is my very podcast kind of. So thank you for this opportunity to share. So I'll say I feel a wave of excitement, a wave of confusion, a wave of self-doubt, a wave of I can do it, a wave of what if, So I don't know I can't put one word to it. So on Monday, I was super, super excited about, what we are doing as in business-wise. Then on Tuesday, I started getting confused, is this right? Then that same Tuesday, I wanted to make a move, say let me sort of try relocate, just for business purposes. So let's go and try another sector. And I started thinking about the different things that around it. Then wave of confusion came. Then on Wednesday I got clarity. Okay, I'm not I'm not moving again. I'm staying here. So like it's been a roller coaster of emotion. I think at least since this year started, that's how I've been. Oh, super pumped, super pumped. Then I'm like, man, should I be doing this? Should I, that's, business wise, also at home, because every decision you make as a husband, as a man, sort of also revolve around the family. If the business has to go in this direction, means more financial commitment. How does it also affect the home? If you need to relocate, for example, how does it impact everyone around you? Should you be making this move? If you want to relocate, then what about your wife? Will she relocate? If she will, what about her business? What about your child's school? And so I have but good thing is I found clarity on what to do. So I would say business wise clarity, also home wise in terms of some of the moves we needed to make. Lots and lots of clarity, because that's what I've been praying for. God, I just need to know, show me sign, what should we do, and I got clarity, I think on Tuesday evening, and I said, okay, yeah, now I know what to do. So I'll say I'm in a good state now because I have clarity. But beginning of the year, just yeah.
I really like that, and I like that because you're a very successful businessman who has done like different businesses. Yeah. And I like that you talk about, because most people will see people who are doing incredibly well and be like, oh, they have it all figured out. And then this is you who's like, look, I'm going to different ways of, I got it. And I'm like, oh, I don't get it at all. And it's good. I'm just like, I like that because people need to realize that even in the face of fear and in the face of confusion, you have to keep it moving.
Yeah, I think that has been my mantra. Everything I've done in my life, I've done it scared. I've done it, I don't know what I'm doing, but I just have to do it. And I tell people, you don't have to figure it out. You just have to just start. I was telling a friend, he said, it's not clear about the value proposition of his business. It's not what differentiates him from other people. I say, bros, just start. Just start. Put your heart to it, put your mind to it. You will keep seeing it. It's like when you're driving in the cloud, when it's very early in the morning, there's a fog. You just have to keep squinting your eyes. Let me just until you now see the road very clear. Yes. Then you now keep going. I think that has been my mantra. Even with marriage, when I wanted to get married, I met my wife in September. I decided I was going to get married in November. And to date, because me and Daniel, something happened one funny night, with my wife, and I could not sleep from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. I could not sleep, and it was a bit of misunderstanding between us. She was calling me, I wasn't picking up, and all those things. Then Daniel was staying with me then in Lagos. He came visiting, and I woke up. I said, Daniel, I want to propose to her. I said, after everything happened, I said, guy, no woman for this world don't ever make me feel this way. No woman has put me through this emotion, and I want to get married to her. And it's like, what about? I say, I don't care. I'll do it. Are you sure? I said, yeah, let's start planning. And we started planning proposal from that day. Then we wanted to do it in December, and then we're like, oh, let us wait. And then I was like, oh, let's do it in March. That was her birthday. And then she was like, oh, she's traveling for her birthday, because I wanted to do a surprise. I'm like, when she comes back, let's do a surprise party. So we had to now do it, when she came back. But imagine meeting someone in September, October, November. The next one, you're like, okay, I want to get married to her. I got the ring actually in December, so in 3 months. we got married the next year. So, and I did it scared because then my salary was maybe 150K. I was staying in Yaba here, Skyfield apartment. Anybody that knows that apartment,
Oh my God.
you know Skyfield. I was staying in Skyfield. You know, Skyfield. There's no bedroom, no toilet.
Oh,
You
there
know.
isn't.
Yeah, no, there is. Sorry, there's bedroom. There's no kitchen. There's no kitchen. It's a one room. You know, and
like
one
a
small bed. Yeah, self-con. You know, and I was like, no, I want to get married. I want to propose. And I do know, like, how am I going to raise a family? How am I, like, but no, I'm going to do it scared. I'm going to do it afraid. And I just know, I always figure things out. And anytime I'm confused and I speak to some of my friends, like, you know them, like Shayo, Jide, when I call them, Alpha, you know, Toyosi, it's you now. You remember, you always figure a way out. And that thing always, like, motivates me. Just start. You know, you figure it out. It's going to become clear at the end of the day. Yeah.
I like, oh my God, I want to touch on so many things. My head is trying to think of different things. I want you to expatiate on two different things. Number one, what is it that made you go through certain emotions? And you don't have to talk about the thing if you're not willing, but how is it that you went through a chaotic emotion because of the misunderstanding that happened between you and your girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
And that misunderstanding and that chaos is what led to your decision to say, I want to marry her. Because a lot of the times, some men are like, she stresses me too much. She challenges me too much. I cannot deal. I'm guessing that's what it was for you.
No, I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
So, we went to her house and, you know, me and Daniel went to say hello to her. That was the first time Daniel was meeting her. Then after then, she dropped me. And then she said she was going to have pounded yam late at night, around, I think maybe 9-10 p.m. And I was like, I didn't even say anything to it, you know. Then I called her. She kept cutting the call. I said, Then later she told me she was with her ex. That she met her ex randomly at the restaurant. I was like, one, how can you go and eat pounded yam at 10 p.m.? Two, I was calling you and calling you, you're not picking up. You know, you kept cutting the call. So and then I used to feel like maybe our relationship was not even strong enough because it was early days. I wasn't sure about her, you know, I'm sure she wasn't sure about me, you know, and the kind of person I am, man, when I want something, like the only person that can tell me that it's not the right way is God. You know, I'm a little stubborn in the things I want. So, and coming from my past relationships, I've never seen anyone that I wanted so bad. You know, it is always more of I want you, you want me, and then after a while, I zero out because if I don't feel it very well, it's kind of, you know, the way we were in ISEC. I carry things that I really like. I carry them on my head. Same thing with Bitcoin. When I started Bitcoin, then I started preaching about Bitcoin. People even said, "Now you get Bitcoin. Now you create because I'm the person I am. I carry it on my head." So the same way, when I started when our relationship started, I sort of carried that on my head. Like I've like it was. So when that thing happened that day, I started thinking, why is she having a chat with this guy? Why is she lying to me? You know, what's going on? But a part of me said, if you really want her, you need to win her. You know, you need to fight for her love. You need to, you know, get her. And that night, she was calling me back to back, trying to explain that, to be sincere, she just ran into the guy. And to be sincere, she just wanted to have pounded yam. Tonight, I don't believe.
5 years of marriage.
I still tell her. Like she comes here and say, I still don't believe. But I know that I wanted you. You know, I know that, you know, I wanted you. I made that night. Because nobody in this world has ever made me feel that way. Like, because I started feeling, the emotion just grew that if I don't have her in my life, then my life might not be complete. You know, And I woke I slept briefly and I woke up thinking, man, no woman has ever done this thing to me. And because of that, I want to take things further with her, make things, let's find a way. And we saw that day, we clarified things, and a part of me still felt like, okay, I need to like start growing into, like, we need to start growing together. So we saw each other more, visited each other more, and the emotions started growing for both of us. I started seeing more clearly, yes, I want her. And 2 weeks later, I went to buy a ring. I said, I want to start the future with her.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating to see the way men's mind actually work. I think that women don't actually. A lot of women just feel like men do things and they're like, "Oh, cool, he did it." But like me, I'm always like, "What triggered what you did? What triggered what you did?" And it's so fascinating to see. I want to ask a question on that, but I also want to know, why did you propose, knowing that you're earning a 150K? Like, and I ask this for men who are scared to say, "What do I have? Why am I proposing?" But for you, you were earning 150K. It didn't make any sense logically. Why did you do it regardless? And how has things turned from then till now?
So, I mean, after Skyfield, we were dating, and maybe 2 or 3 months later, I got another job. I've already said I was going to marry then, but I got another job that moved me to the island. And I was staying in a worse place than Skyfield. I tell people I now live on the island, but anyone that visited me during that period, it would be like, Toyosi, like, what's going on? Because I moved to a place where a bed cannot fit in. So I was sleeping on a chair. So you call it a chair bed, those, like, just adjust, because it's very small. It's a room, but this time there was a kitchen. There's no electricity there, so it's inverter that I have to pass every day, and generator. I buy this thing there. There's no way to pass power. It was a big queue of an apartment, of a building I was staying there. I was earning slightly higher salary than what I was earning, but the kind of person I am is, I told her when I asked her to be my girlfriend, then I said, this is the least you will ever see me. If you ever say yes to me, just know that you are buying low. you're buying low. This is the least you will ever see me, because I might not have now, but trust me, it's gonna come. And when it comes, you're going to. So I've always known myself that I will always be all right financially. I've always seen the future. I know maybe I might not have now. Even right now, like, I don't think I have money, the way I want to have.
Just to be clear, you live in Ikoyi.
No, I don't.
Because really, that's the biggest point for any Lagosian.
Well, I don't know. But right now, I don't have, and I still used to say it, like, because I see a brighter future. And also, she believed in me then. And when I say believed in me, because when first time I visited, okay, now let me tell you the difference. I was saying that I lived in Skyfield. The room I'm staying, a bed cannot fit in. The day I entered our own room, it was like a stadium. Our room, in fact, our room is bigger than our current living room. Our room where she's staying is bigger than our living room now, like a personal room.
Oh, wow.
Just to let you know that she is okay, and that she believed in me, because she was willing to, because she stays in Adama, she sleeps on the chair with me. And if you like, let me describe, like, it's the way we squeeze ourselves on the chair, so she believed in me, and that confidence that she had in me was also good, was also good for me. And maybe I talk big, Say, Mr. I have mouth. Because it takes a lot to convince someone to say, don't worry, say,
I got it.
don't worry, you are going to have the finest things in life. Don't worry, just a matter of time. And I think a lot of guys make the mistake by thinking it is about getting the money first. It is about finding the right person. And I saw the right person, and I felt like, okay, my job is to convince this person to believe that, don't worry, because I also believe in myself that things might not look rosy now, but it's going to look rosy. For the first, I didn't have a car till my wife gave birth to our first daughter 4 years ago. And she was driving me all around Lagos. I didn't even know how to drive. She drives me everywhere. Like some people I know, I'll keep their names. They used to why this one is dating of guy. He doesn't even have a car. The very first car we ever buy, I had to buy for her and say, you always drive me. The first car I will ever buy, belongs to you. Because she believed in me, and because I also know that first is finding the right woman. When someone, okay, the character is nice, she also has something going for herself. I don't even have anything going for yourself. I don't care about that, because I know what I have going for myself. If when it blows, we are going to be okay. But first, character-wise, does she listen? Does she help you? Does she help you package? Because that was what she was doing for me then. Because I didn't have any packaging. She was, helping me package myself. She was, helping me write. She could write very well. So my proposals, my letters and stuff, she was helping me write them. And I felt, because I had about 3 other people in my life then, before I now said, all of you go away. And I could see the clear difference in her. So she was way above my league. She was way above my league then, and I was grateful that she and now I felt I can't lose this girl. This one is why.
What would you say is the highest expression of success for you?
Now, or what it will be?
Anyone. So
I'll say there's expression of what success will be for me now lately, because before it used to be, like I can buy whatever I want, I can travel to wherever I want, I can, and I don't think I can invest and but I think the highest form of success for me now, lately, is when I am old and my daughter, and if I get blessed with another child, if we still have a cordial relationship, like we can still we can talk, we can play, I think that's when, because parenting has made me reprioritize my priorities. Now it's not about, money is good. Money is, because with money you need to achieve it, because money helps your parenting life and all. But building that relationship, I'm not even now, like for the future, and they look up to you and say, oh, my dad, this is my father, this is, because I don't really have that kind of relationship with my parents, because my background, I lost my mom at a young age, so I didn't really have a motherly relationship. Let me call it motherly relationship. And from secondary school, I just got out of the house. I would say I entered the streets. Started working, went back to school. I don't like going home, so I also don't really have a close relationship with my dad and my family. But nowadays, I don't want that for my child. I want to be the center. I don't want to be the center of her life, but I want to be there. Be there in every moment. Even when she's old, she has her own kids, or they have their own children. I'm very, very, very part of their life. That's when I think I will feel that I have really, really, really succeeded. And even beyond, my immediate family, that's my wife and my child and my siblings, I'm also able to create another set of family. And these are people that I feel like I've been able to impact in their life, in very positive ways, either by investing in their businesses, supporting their ventures, supporting their career, and they will say, oh, if not for Toyosi, Toyosi did this for me,
You've always been that guy.
So,
You've always been that guy. You've always been that guy.
yeah, so that's when I feel that, and also like maybe lately, like when I hear my friends say, oh, Toyosi helped me with my CV and I got this job, or Toyosi recommended, that joy that I get, the fulfillment, So that's what I would classify as success, the impact that I have in people's life that sort of change their life, and also my presence in my family, with my family. Yeah.
Tell me what age you were when your mom died and how that deeply impacted you. If you could take yourself back then.
People don't believe this, but the moment my mom died, like when she stopped breathing, I felt her leave me. Yeah. So she went to give birth to our last born, and she came home and she had complications. So in the morning, it was a bit rough at home, but we had to go to school. So we went to school. So I was in class and I started crying. And I could remember the girl, her name is Amaka. She sat beside me. I said, why are you crying? And I said, my mom just died. I said, I said, why? I said, I don't know. I just felt her leave me, And that moment, I never forget it, I got back home that day and I saw slippers. Because from that, immediately I told her, they went to report to the teachers that Toyosi said his mom has died. Is your mom died? I said, no. Like, when last you saw? I said, I saw her this morning. I said, where? I remember her last words to me. She was like, take care of your younger brothers. That was like when they were taking her to the hospital. She said, Toyosi, take care of your younger brothers. Don't fight with them. So she left, and they asked me, I saw her this morning. I said, well, I said they were taking her to the hospital. I said, why did you say she died? I said, I just felt that, And I said, don't worry, she will not die in Jesus' name. Like she will not die in Jesus' name. But from that moment, like I was just saying, my mom has died. My mom has died. On my way back home, I was crying. My mom has died. My mom has died. Maybe I just got home. I just saw lots of like shoes and slippers. I just started crying. I knew it. I said it. My mom has died. Yeah. So she died. She died when I was 10. And
are you the first?
Yeah, I'm the first. Yeah, first from her. I have 2 younger brothers. So we went back to the village because my dad was living alone. Oh no, it was just us. So he couldn't take care of us because my mom was the breadwinner then. She had a lot of things going on for her. Very strong woman. And that's like what I can remember about her, that she's a fierce woman, like people used to fear her. Very strong woman, So we went back to the village. I stayed there for like 2 years because Dad was trying to put himself together. Then he came to the village to pick us up. So he came back, got married. He got married to someone else, and she married her, so she became my new mom. We didn't get along, like it was difficult, man. We just couldn't get along. For her, in her excuse, like I also don't blame her. It's a very fair. Imagine getting married, because right now I just imagine my life like someone just come to my life and say, it's a new parent. It's a very difficult to. And for me, I always had wicked stepmother. I always had that mentality because I was a kid. That I didn't give her patience to train me. She also was difficult for her, so our relationship wasn't so good. So that was why I couldn't wait to get out of the house. And immediately I finished secondary school, I was always looking for a way to just out. So I left and I went to school. So the only time I spent at home from age of, got to university at 16, 17. Yeah. I hardly spent more than 3 days at home since then till now. till now. I just go like 2 days, 3 days, yeah. But I think that experience also shaped me because it helped me, sort of fend for myself, I had to depend on, and I have amazing friends. Like my friends, like, a lot of them. And that's why they're in the center of my life, They really helped me, because because all of them, their parents give them pocket money and stuff, but they just like Toyosi. Toyosi is always around, so I eat their food, wear their clothes. So that's why, like, whenever I talk, I can't do 2, 3, 4 statements without mentioning some of my friends' name because they've been there, Even till after I finished uni, I went to Ghana for ISEC. I came back. I had to stay with Israel for, Israel. I had to stay with him for a couple of months, till I could figure things out for myself. So, yeah.
Going back, the way that you were able to live with different people and how you were figuring things out, and now that you are not just successful, you're married, you have your kid, you're doing incredibly well. If you go back to that younger self, what would you say to your younger self who was trying to figure things out, living with different people and all?
I would say be grateful to them.
I'm sure they know you're grateful.
Because, sometimes I used to wonder how people, like, accept me. Because
you're easy.
I am easy, but, when someone comes to stay with me now, and after like 3 days, I'll be like, what's this guy still doing?
I know what you mean so much. Because I lived with my aunt growing up. But it's so funny how you say this story because I also lived in the village like the first 5 years of my life. And then my aunt came to pick me up afterwards. And it's so annoying to them. I know, like, come on. You were helped. You should look, I'm just like, see, hello. I cannot.
So if I go back first, I'll be very grateful to them because, like, Toyosi can be a lot, because that's first, be very grateful to them. And also, what would I tell myself? I would say just keep on pushing on, just keep believing, keep trying, because I'm that guy that I don't let any opportunity pass me by. So when you tell me, oh, there's an opportunity, tell me first. Let's see, So just keep being that guy, because most of the success, I don't like to classify myself as successful yet because I have a very, very, very long way to go. And I say most of the successes I've had is relationship, Oh, Toyosi, I know one guy that can. I met this guy once because one of the biggest financial breakthrough that I have had is through just a random meeting. And the guy was like, oh, do you know this guy? Okay, I'll ask about him from you. And he said, oh, let's do a deal together. And it was a very, very good deal. So it's small relationships here and there, being present in someone's life for a moment, And this guy, I met him, went to play football. That was in CC up days, Went to play football. It was raining, and he was just standing beside me, and we just got gisting, or we swapped numbers. And since then, one day just, oh, Alpha, I saw your post there. Can you guys do this? Can you do this? I said, yes. Alpha, let's talk now. And then, he referred me to someone that, we just sort of had a deal. And I can remember every other small thing is, relationship. That's why, like, sometimes, like, I can be on my phone all day and I'm just talking to one guy. How far now you did, So in fact, I tell myself, I just learned it recently. And I'm sure when I say this and my friends watch this, they'll be like, oh, no wonder. is anytime someone comes to my mind, I just make sure I send them a message. Oh, Alpha, you crossed my mind. I just make I hear you. You know, Alpha, hope you're good. So I've just been keeping tabs because I've seen that it's like that is the secret. that is the secret here.
Yeah.
Just it's people. It's people. It's not even about because I'm not that good.
No, so this is what I think, yeah. I do not keep in touch with people.
Yeah.
In this season, this person is my person. And it's so funny because whenever I talk to David, there's no time I talk to David will not mention you. There's no time I talk to Jide, that Jide will not mention you. And then I think, who else? That they will not mention you. And in my head, I'm like, Toyosi is coming too much in my radar. What's going on? So when I saw you at the dinner that day, I'm like, maybe this is even why. Come. Because these are people that are solid people.
Yeah.
It's a different thing if I know someone, I know the person is solid. And then they are always talking about their own solid person. Do you see? Because so many people do not know a lot of my friends, but they also know my friends. They might not have met them in person, but they're like, she can't go without mentioning this person. Yeah. Same on their part. Because I remember when I met a friend's friend, she was like, oh, you're David, but she talks about you all the time. So I really believe that it's not about, there is something you're also feeling in the hearts of these people. So if you think, I'm not really like an okay person like that, I'm like, yeah, that's what you think, but you're feeling something in their heart. There is no time.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking, no time that I talk to either one of them that your name is not mentioned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, funny thing, I'm not actually surprised about Toyosi. So I think another question I'll ask is, what is the most courageous thing that you've done that most people would not ascribe as courage?
Okay, so I don't know if some people might ascribe it as stupid, but so let me say this. So there was this job I got last year, and I'm living in Nigeria, earning that, but I was not comfortable collecting that money. And the reason why I was not comfortable, you see what we are saying.
We listen, we don't judge. We listen, we don't judge.
And it's not that I have one mad money somewhere, and I'm being sincere with you. And the reason why I wasn't comfortable was what I was doing for them is what I'm doing now, which is remittance, cross-border payment. And they were paying me, and I've started doing my own stuff, So they came into the picture, and I was like, okay, let me slow down on this stuff. Let me slow down on it. But every time I go out and talk about them, it just doesn't feel right. I just don't. I was like, oh, we can do this for you, and I'll get on and I'll be like, come on now, like, I should be talking about me. This is not, how much is, this is a lot of money for me right now, because I needed that money, but because it has good benefits. I'm working from home, like, they don't even disturb me. I work at my own time, But and that time exchange was almost like 1.7, so it was like a lot of money then. But I was never comfortable, And I also felt like I wasn't going to be giving my best, because anything I cannot carry on my head, I don't know how to do it. Like, if I cannot, so I was doing Ask an Expert. That was the first startup I did. I was not the owner of Ask an Expert, but anywhere I go, people think I own Ask an Expert. They would never believe that Ask an Expert was owned by someone else, because the way I carried Ask an Expert on my head, the same way I carry Bitcoin on my head, the same way I carry ISEC on my head, the same way I carry my wife on my head, and I cannot carry these guys on my head. Like, it was like, so the day I told them I'm not doing it again, even though they were confused, like, we have a lot of plan, things are going well, I said, I'm just not the right fit, because I feel like I didn't want I was going to do, so it's not like conflict, but I just don't feel right, and I'm not in the right space of mind, to do your business for you, and I was telling my wife, I was like, she was like, oh, if you don't feel comfortable, maybe it's time, you know. And I felt like it was just God nudging me that just build your own, just, you know. And now that I've started my own, it's like, I should have collected that money. I'll be finding out. But the thing is, you cannot be both of them at the same time. You cannot say, guys, use, but you can also use my, you can't. It's like,
not integral.
You know, you cannot just be, so I would have, you know, I don't know if that's courageous enough for some people.
That's incredibly courageous.
Yeah.
And I know that it's incredibly courageous because the easy thing was to be able to get away with it while pushing your own.
Yeah.
And the easy thing is to lie to yourself that you need this money. And, you know, you just have to focus with it. But you left it and then started to, like, building your own is going to cost you a whole lot more.
Bruh.
I know. It doesn't make any sense, but it is incredibly courageous. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
I know what you mean. I've had to take a lot of courageous decisions, and I know how.
Yeah.
Especially when you are in it, you're not wondering, oh my God, why didn't I just? Why didn't I? Self-doubt will begin to come every now and again.
Sometimes it crosses my mind that, you know, maybe that wasn't the right time. Like, imagine you have collected that money for X amount of months, you know, you've gathered enough money, but it wasn't just sitting right with me. And I anytime I mention their name to someone that, oh, try, you know, you can download this app, use this app. I wasn't even selling it the way I would. And the kind of person I am, like, and that was why, like, it was very difficult for me to have deep relationship. In fact, it's difficult for me to have deep relationship with people, because if I cannot be very deep with you, if you just be, and that's why sometimes also having a lot of people in my life is a bit stressful.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Number one, I like the way that you understand yourself enough, because you do not let what you are seeing to phase you. I like that you know yourself enough to know I'm not in harmony within myself.
Yeah.
And for me, harmony is a big thing. Alignment is a big thing. And people always just say, I beg, let's just do something to make this money right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but then are you actually paying attention to the war going on within yourself? Yeah.
That's deep. The war going on within yourself.
Because the war is warring.
Yeah.
I know. I go through that a lot of the time. So I like that no matter what the appearance is saying, you are very much in tune with the truth on your inside.
Yeah.
So kudos to you. Well
Thank you.
And your personality type does not allow you to have a lot of friends that you cannot be deep with.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing, man.
I know, because you cannot. It's not possible, because the few ones you have, you give them that quality.
Yeah.
So you cannot take that same quality to pass it around. You'll be spreading yourself
too thin. Yeah.
I like how you know yourself so deeply.
Yeah, but I try as much as possible to be as present as I can, you know. And also, like, I have understanding friends. But the thing is, my true friends understand that they don't take it personal when I don't reply. You know, they just, it's busy. It's busy. You know, and when they call me and say, you already, like, I've been messaging you since all these days. No vex. You know, alpha, this. And we might not speak in a month, but by the time we catch up, like, oh, alpha, just me about this, talk about
like
this.
We just spoke yesterday.
Exactly. You know, and I have a lot of people like that are very, very, very understanding.
Before I go into this question, something is catching my eyes. Your tattoos.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, they're so pretty and fine.
Thank you.
I'm like, when I said the way your life has gone, I'm not surprised. I'm not. But you see these tattoos, I'm surprised for that one. Because you've always been a very meek, gentle, traditional boy. What changed?
You know, you have to evolve. But, you know, read what it says and you will understand.
Really? Oh, I love it. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's this is me. This is me. you know. And the other one is my path is like a shining light, shining brighter and brighter. And it's the same thing I was describing. It's shining brighter and brighter, you know.
There's always clarity.
Clarity as you keep moving. So these two, and there's one here too. You know, if I show you, will not be. Should I show you? Can
Yes,
I? you will not be surprised what it says.
Look at love. Oh my God.
So you can see.
Wait, I need to do that first of all. That's you and your wife's name.
Yeah, no, that's
The wife and
the
your daughter's
daughter,
name.
my wife and my daughter. Say, oh.
I used to think people are brothers. Do this kind of thing. You know that drives do this kind of things.
You know, so you can see it, like everything I've been saying, you can see it on me. You know, in fact, the next one I'm going to add. I have plans for another one too. You know, yeah. So like sometimes, because it comes, you know, and when I see this, like it just reminds me that, oh yeah, you gotta do it. You just have to keep pushing. And this also reminds me that, okay, it doesn't have to be clear. You know, God is with you, and your path will just keep shining brighter and brighter. Just keep moving, just keep trying every day. Make sure you're taking one step closer. Even it's a second closer, just keep, God is with you. You know, so these are just reminders, and they are just a representation of me. And this, you know, they are very close to my heart. So
I like there's so many things my brain is catching. Like I like that.
yeah.
Everything on the tattoo, like for me, like I said, that I'm surprised about. Because I'm like, Toyosi is a traditional guy. Where did tattoo come from?
Have I been a
And from my
traditional guy?
perspective, maybe correct me. From my perspective.
I would say, when we say traditional guy, what do you mean? Let's start from there.
You're a very
Simple guy.
and then if it's not becoming too much, I think
Yeah, well, you're right.
Tattoo will be one of those things.
Yeah, okay, yeah, true. Well, true, Sha, true. But where did I get? Well, I've evolved, like,
You have.
and I've evolved. But most importantly, they're also not I'll not put crazy tattoo everywhere.
I was about to say
Yeah,
that
just something simple
I was
that
about to
communicates.
say that I'm not too surprised as well because there are things that means the world to you.
Yeah.
They're not just, I'm just drawing things randomly. And if people do that, that's all well and good for them. But knowing you, it makes sense. It's like, it's not far from the tree. It's still the core who it is. All. So that's fascinating. Well done.
Funny enough, you know, this podcast, you know, as I'm talking, it's just making me realize who I am. Like, it's just helping me even put myself in context. Like, you know, just okay, this is me. This is me. Yeah.
I'm glad. Well done. Okay, so what does being a man mean to you?
What does being a man? A man for me means responsibility. And what does responsibility mean? It means your ability to be responsible. You know, responsible for your actions. And to put it in context, it is me owning up my, pardon my English, shit. You know, owning up to my decisions, being there, staying true to my words, staying true to who I am, you know, being responsible, you know, either through finances, you know, providing, you know, emotional provision, you know, to my friends, to my family, you know, to my nation, you know. That's for me, you know, responsibility. That when I see man, and that's why when I see an irresponsible man, or what people term as, oh, this guy is an irresponsible man, and the minute I don't see that word irresponsible, I don't see you as a man, because man, my own definition is you have to be responsible, and you have to, and being responsible means, oh, you say you're gonna do this, you have to do it. You say you guys want to do, you have to, you know. There's a mess up somewhere, you still stay true to it, because at the end of the day, you are the one that messed up, so you have to, you know, still be there. So yeah.
I like the way you said when you see the word man, what comes to you is responsibility, and kudos to you on that. And being a responsible man, I know you're.
I'm trying to be responsible. Trying.
Okay.
Because I'm not perfect. So I'm trying.
Which leads me to my next question: is in all of this that you get to be responsible for this, for that, for you being a man, how do you take care of your own inner child?
So, let me see. How do I take care of my own?
So who are you to you when you're not having to be responsible for everything and everyone? How do you take care of your own self? And the little boy inside of you?
Well, maybe it's been a while I took care of that little boy. But if I will take care of him, I won't do anything.
I just sleep. You just sleep.
I'll just sleep and have nothing to worry about and watch movie and watch football and and just be irresponsible. So far I create time. I think the most fun thing that I do to myself is I watch football, and I look forward to it. I look forward to, Man City lost some days ago. Then I check when the next game, Newcastle. Okay, yeah, I'll have something to look forward to on Saturday. We are playing by 4 p.m. So I try walk around that time. Say, okay, this 2 hours is me time to watch football. So when I don't have that time, I used to get angry, man. Like, I just want to watch football. Like, why are you disturbing me now? So I try to have that time. Sometimes I watch movie, but I don't watch movies like with lots of concern. Like, I don't watch movie, cause when I'm watching a movie, I'm looking for something. Like, okay, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to see what can be done. Okay, so maybe you are watching a movie and it's set in the olden days, and I start thinking to myself, oh, how can this apply to now? What can be done now? Like, I don't watch, like, I just want to enjoy, but something I don't do with that is football. I just watch or enjoy. But funny enough, because I like my coach. He's the best leader. He's an amazing leader. So
what club are you?
Manchester City.
Manchester City.
That's Pep Guardiola. Because when I finish watching the movie, I go and watch his post-match remark. And sometimes it will be horrible. And this guy will come to the press and say, oh, we played fantastic today. But I stride right through his emotion or through the line. He's protecting his team. For example, someone got a red card. Say, oh, and he would say, because there was a time we signed one guy, Stones. Stones was horrible. Imagine you just signed this new player, you believe so much in him, and his first 3 months, it was horrible. But this time, this guy will come to the say, he has more courage than anybody here. This guy is very courageous. You could see the way he's handling. But I know, like, he's saying that for Stones' purpose, and there was we won Champions League 2 seasons ago, and it is because of Rodri and Stones, and it is not about what happened 2 seasons ago. It was because of everything the coach has been doing for the past 5-6 years, which is instilling courage in him, letting him know that, you can mess up. It's fine to mess up, but you just have to keep trying. So I watch him a lot, and we are horrible this season. His wife divorced him, and his wife divorced him. I'm now thinking, maybe his wife is the secret source because this is the shittiest season of his career. So sometimes I still watch him, how he reacts, how he handles things, and is one role model. I can't wait for his book. I can't wait to sit with him like this. I say, man, guy, I'd like to die.
I'll find a way to make sure that happens.
Please. And that was one of the reasons why I came to Manchester.
When we saw in Manchester.
Yes, when we saw, that was one of the reasons why I came. I went to see 3 games. Yeah. And every time I'm watching, I'm just looking at Pep. Like,
how is he reacting?
But I like him, I like him so much.
Awesome. Clearly, like football.
Yeah, so that's one way I take care of my inner self.
Yeah.
You know, my inner child. I mean, it's football. If I don't like, there's just never a moment where there's nothing going through my head. Like either you are worrying about this or you're thinking about this. Yeah. So those 2 hours, you know, so it's I. It's,
I have a follow-up question, which is, when you're being a responsible man, when you're doing your responsibilities, how many times out of 10 times do you enjoy it, and how many times out of 10 times do you not enjoy it? To be very honest.
So I'll put I'll classify my responsibilities maybe 3. One is business wise, second is at home, and third is others. So at what point don't I enjoy my job? Well, my job and business. When it becomes stressful, you know, because kind of industry I play in, that there's bound to be some sort of uncertainties. So maybe you have rate fluctuation, and you know, so I probably don't enjoy it. Family wise, when there's discord at home, because there's no way, you know, they say even the teeth and tongue they fight. Right. You know, there's no, so when there's discord at home, man, I hate it, man. I hate when, so let me backtrack a bit. You know, before I met my wife, I used to have a guy we're staying together in Skyfield, and me and the guy I hardly have misunderstandings with my friend, but me and this guy, we just don't get along. So that's coming back. So we're staying together because the company got us the apartment, and we were mandated to stay together. So anytime I'm coming back from work like this, man, the shit, like I can't go back to this place. I don't want to see this guy, you know. So I made a promise to myself, man, I have to marry a good wife, because I can't imagine not wanting to go home, you know, not wanting to be home because of bad energy. That's one time I don't enjoy being a husband or even being a father, you know, because that energy at home, you know, if it's not good, and you can't always have it, you know, you can't always have it 100%, you know, it's bound to happen. But when that energy is not there, man, it affects my productivity, it affects, you know, it affects everything. I don't even want to do anything again. Like, I won't want to do anything because I'll just be fuming inside of me, you know. And also, you know, you also don't, like, sometimes you have to allow this moment go, like, live through itself, because you have one small fight, let's solve it too, because I don't want to have energy. Even if you resolve it, there's still that aura of lingering, you know. That's one time, you know, me being a man, I just hate it, because sometimes that moment I can choose not to be a man, that I can choose not to be responsible, which is I leave this house, I'll go be somewhere, or have a girlfriend that, you know, just you bring me peace right now. Like, let me just be with you at this moment. But you know, I'm not that kind of person too. So that moment, you know, is what not that I don't enjoy, you know, being responsible. And maybe family, that's others, and others I'll say family, friends, when there is pressure to be present. You know, there's pressure to be present, you know, because, for example, I have my own pressure I'm dealing with, and then, you know, I have one person disturbing me. How far, you know, you need to reply my message now. That moment, I just like, I'm not even replying. You know, I'm not even replying you because, like, come on, man, don't stress me right now. Do you know what, like, 1 million things going through my head? You know, so sometimes the responsible thing will be, Alpha, sorry, just apologize, you know, and talk, you know. But sometimes I choose to, you want to not be a man, because again, my definition of man is responsibility, but be responsible, you know. So that moment I don't enjoy it, you know, when there's pressure, you know, pressure to even to my father, to my parents, yeah, you know, how far, you know, like, let's talk, you know, you know, and I don't want to, or I'm not in the right frame of mind, that's when I don't enjoy.
That's a good answer. Yeah, I like the fact that you said, and I think that most women don't really know that when things are not great at those moments, they feel like they're the ones only going through it. Like the men are going through it a whole lot worse, because I think because men are not allowed to share their emotions as much, they bottle it, but they're actually going through that deep pain a whole lot more than the women.
I agree with you, and I have like close friends that we are married, and we talk about this type of things. And I can tell you, we all, like, everyone, it's the same thing they are saying about their wives. Like, it's the same thing. Like, this woman, can she just calm down? Or this woman, can she just stop boning and frowning and having bad energy? Or can this woman just allow me be me? Or can this woman just, just chill? Like, just chill. Like, stop, picking on everything, stop stressing me. It's the same thing, or everything revolves around, same thing. And I bet you probably the women that also have their own group where
can you just behave?
Yeah, can you just behave? They're probably all just saying the same thing, but yes, we go through it, like I have my friends that will call me, be like, man, I can't walk, man. I'm at the office, I can't walk. I said, why? See this now, like she's, we had this issue, we had, this, and now, like, just, I've even apologized, but she's not still, responding, she's not this, and it's affect. So I think, luckily for me, because there was a time where all these things I'll just keep to myself, I won't want to share, because I feel like, who am I talking to? You probably won't understand. But luckily, I have friends who are also married, or also even beyond married, because it's different when you're married without a child. When you're married and with child, it's different. There are some things I can share with you that you are married, but you don't have a child, you won't understand. Or you will give me a wrong advice, because you will advise me yes, because she should take over now, like she can't understand that you are working, but there is, like, immediately you just start talking, say, man, I sincerely to you, I understand that, man, like, even my own wife, this is what I've been doing, there's a lot of pressure, raising a child, it's a lot of responsibility. And then you just see things from his own perspective, and be like, okay, true, maybe I am just being an asshole too, like, maybe I have to, like, just, I have to do better, so luckily for me, I have friends who we are in similar situations, who probably have one or two child, their children are about the same age, we have similar realities, so they can understand where I'm coming from. And sometimes they'll say, oh, seriously, you are wrong. Oh, well, seriously, you are right. However, let's also see it from this perspective. So I'm lucky. I'll say lucky, because not everyone has this, and it's something we also have to cultivate, build, because not everyone likes sharing. Because you also want to see your inefficiencies. Because we as men, before I share with you, I have to be sure that, man, you have my back, because there are some things I can't share. Like, say your wife does something to you, because for men, we hold our pride at the very, very, very high. So, for example, just random example, it doesn't mean that this is my case. Say your wife talks, like, maybe just talks to you in a way that you find it rude, right? But you understand she's angry. She just say, no, I don't like this. She say it's rude to you, and you don't like it. You now share with your friend and say, guy, can you believe that my wife said before you are able to share that, you have yes, because you just want to, like, so your wife will follow you talk like that, like, you understand. So men are very, very protective of their ego, and you also want to be, you want your friends to respect you. You want your wife to respect you. If your friend believes that your wife can talk to you like this, then he loses respect for you. Then you cannot tell him, like, you and your wife, they fully talk like this. What right do you have to tell me, to do this? So you have to be very, very, like, you have to be very, very, very sure that this person, one, has my back. This person, the fact that I'm telling him does not mean that you go and tell this other person, because, in marriage, like, marriage is a vulnerable. You have to be on yourself 100%. And for example, you go home, you and your wife, for example, are fighting, and your wife say, or let me do a better example. You and your wife don't have sex. Maybe you guys are just having sex one way or the other. Something happened for the past 2 months. You've not been having sex. It's going to be hard for you to tell another guy, oh, my wife they give me. Like, it'll be like, because one, it could be so many things. It could be, oh, maybe you are not good enough. Maybe you're not satisfying her. Or maybe, like, anything that has to do with guys are self-doubting themselves and their pride. It's hard to share with another man. A woman can easily say, my husband is not having sex with me. So why now? Oh, baby, oh, let's do this. Guy, I'm on a wow. And it's very, very hard. So you cannot, like, there are some things, you just bottle it in that, it's just my problem. It's just my problem. I need to find a way. So sometimes, for me, I am lucky that I have friends that they know me more than me because we've been through a lot of things together.
I trust the friends that you have because I know them.
Yeah, we've gone through shit things together, and like I've been on the phone when they are crying to me. I've cried on the phone to them, like, man, like, I'm going through this. Not even marriage, like, business-wise, like, so many things, because life is happening. And in fact, sometimes even before I cry in front of my wife, I've cried to some of these guys because, like, they are not my guys. They are my brothers. You understand? Like, man, like, guy, like, there was a time I went through an experience, and it was a very shitty experience. Like, money matter. Sent money to someone, the person did not remit to the right person. It was just a messy situation. So we had to go and report at the police station. So I went. I was about writing statement. To write statement to, like, I'll call him my brother, was my friend with my brother was beside me. I just looked up. I just saw my eye. I saw him crying. I said, why you they cry? I said, guy, that's the way I want right to say, man, like, how are you going to resolve this? Because even me, I didn't know how we were going to resolve it then. Like, why you they cry for me? I said, no, don't worry, we'll go find the money. It's not, we'll find it. Like, just to let you know the level, like, of how close I am to some of them. And that's why I'm saying I am lucky, because not everyone can share, can share this. And luckily, next day or on some days, we got it resolved. I was like, guy, I fear for you. I say, man. But it just made me see him on another level that, man, this guy was, bro. Sorry. Like, it made me see him in another way that, man, so I have someone. Because the next person that, I don't even think my wife was worried.
Women are just doing their own thing. And I know because I know how women can be very oblivious to the feelings of men.
Yeah.
I've also been that person.
Yeah.
And I've had to learn it the hard way to see that this man is just a boy who is trying to be a man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I really, really think that women need to be more cognizant of who they are and what they have as This person is not just my husband. This person is a human being.
I 100% agree with you. If I can tell you one thing that I've learned from men, see, men, they like respect more than any, like that's pride, that their self pride. Well, maybe I'm speaking for me, maybe for me, but also like the people I'm close with, because everything can be resolved easily if you just keep believing that his self pride is protected, his respect, okay, it can have so many faults, it can be this, it can be that, it can be that, but that guy, because like when I speak to my friends, or when, like, it's the same thing, it revolves around the same thing. Some of them even admit that, oh yeah, I was wrong, I didn't do this thing right, but the reaction, like, what, but why she go come follow me talk like that? Let's even say I did this, it's like I'm the man, so yeah.
This respects an ego thing. Were men born with it, or is it society that placed it on men?
So, for me, I think it's a mix of both. Because immediately you were born, you were made to understand that you are a man, and that being a man, you cannot do some certain things. You have to do some certain things. Any man that, for example, is comfortable with the fact that he's not providing at home, it's not a man. It's what I have been made to believe. You understand? Like growing up, like I saw that even like growing up, my mom was the breadwinner. Like she had a business going well for her. But I could tell that my dad was always trying. He always go find something. He will always come back from work trying to do this. And one of the reasons why he even made us go stay in the village for a while, because he told us there that I don't have what it takes to take care of you guys now, but I'll come back and pick you guys. And by the time we came back, he sent me to one of the best secondary schools in Lagos, because it was now, I have to. So me growing up seeing that this is how my parents are. Also, even for me, myself, they will, you're a man now, like, this is like, so all these things that have come with provision, protection, being responsible for your actions, you sticking to your word. When you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You being disciplined. They've put all that in me growing up. It comes with some form of pride that, after everything that I'm working for, I feel like I should be respected in some way. So that's why, like, I feel people that, and that's why, like, when you see people say, I cannot marry someone who is earning more than me and all those things, it's because they feel like if I am not the one providing, you will not be able to listen to me. My word will not hold ground to you. Again, it's a feeling, because I don't 100% agree with it. I don't agree with it, because respect is reciprocal. Respect is a lot of things. Respect is a lot of things. How you carry yourself, how you, what is your role, what's your role in, and how you fulfilling exactly. But people feel, maybe if I'm not providing enough, they think, if I'm not providing, they will not respect me. Because we've also grown up to be, you're so, as a man, one thing, number one, your house, you have to provide. What they will eat, what they will eat, what they will wear, you have to be able to provide that. So I think the society is one, and also is biologically how we've been wired. That's nature. That even in the Bible, when Adam was first created, was created, the Bible said, I'll provide you an helpmate, someone who's meant to support you, why you're also supporting her though. But we've been made to believe that Adam's core responsibility is number one. Eve is meant to support, whereas 100% not always true. You're meant to support each other. You're meant to lead each other. I lead in some ways, my wife lead in some ways, I lead in some things, she lead in some things because she's better at it than me. There are some things I am better at. For example, right from I was born, I don't know how to cook, but I can learn, and I learned how to cook some things like spag. Jollof spag, that one.
As long as you're...
Yeah. So, so I learned how to do some things, which and my wife too, she probably didn't even know how to cook some things, but we have to eat at home. So, okay, Toyosi, you figure this out, I will figure this out, so mutual understanding. When we first gave birth to our child, the taking care of the child, I wasn't involving myself, but I had to learn, because I learned that I not be like, it's not a woman's responsibility alone, it's our job, change the diaper, wear clothes, dress her. Maybe the only thing I can do is make her hair. I can take care of my daughter alone. So it's not, I don't see responsibilities and roles as one person thing. I think it's a thing of understanding between two people, both parties. But I also think that the respect, respect, and men are looking for respect and craving respect as our own sign of love, because that's what I think men see as love, to them, comes from, our upbringing, and also the way things have naturally evolved, yeah.
So what I hear you say is that it is more of what has been imbibed since we were children.
Yeah.
And of course the biological upbringing is not the upbringing, but the biological maybe laws is that we should provide, or we should do things that helps our partners respect us. Because when you talk about Adam and Eve, and when I think about, because now I'm thinking about it to even deeper, to say, I see why the onus or the responsibility is more on men, because the women have to do more of the birthing, and women are natural nurturers.
Yes.
Men are natural providers.
Yes,
men are
exactly.
Natural protectors.
Yes, exactly.
So when you say biologically, my mind went to biologically the responsibilities are really the core responsibilities that each person can handle from the knowledge of who they are. It's truly different.
It's different. And also, like, I see this thing, on social media where, like, they'll be saying, oh, women are not meant to be doing this, women are men this, men. I think that the most important thing is understanding, is understanding, and what works for you does not. And because when I see those videos, what used to come to my mind is that maybe in those people's home, the men have downplayed the role of the woman, and which I don't always think is true. It might look like that. I don't think any responsible man will look at a woman that cares for a child, that does, because a lot of work, and still say you're not doing anything. I don't, well, it happens in some people's home, but with me and the people that I know, like, we respect, what you do. We think it is a lot of work. We cannot do it. We can't do it. That is why we appreciate and say, oh man, I'm so grateful that you are my wife. Because who will I be? Like, this house will be a mess if not for you, because I see the role that you play. But I see all these videos that now make me start thinking that, so do you now want to say, okay, I should leave what me I am doing and now come and start doing your own too, like your own role? Because again, we agree in my home, at least for I speak for my, we agree as to what's responsible. So for example now, I kept asking you how long this podcast will be, because my responsibility is to go and pick up Ara, my daughter, from school. My wife does the drop off, and I do the pickup. In the morning when I wake up, I just go to the gym. I don't do anything as regards what Ara we eat and all those things, because my wife does that. In the evening, my wife does not know how Ara goes to bed, because by 6 o'clock, she packs her bag, she goes to the gym. Me, I'll work with the house help, because I don't cook. I work with the house help to say, oh, how far is her food ready? I make sure she eats. Most of the time I bath for her, after, she's done showering, brush her teeth, wear her clothes, diaper, all those things. I put her to bed myself. And I have done, again, it's about understanding what is your, but again, we had to go through a phase of fighting. We come to an agreement on, okay, yeah, you do this, you do that, because there was a time, she was in both pick up and drop off, and then it became a fight. What are you doing? Okay, let's have an arrangement. Since I work from home, the afternoon schedule, I'll clear it. I'll make sure I don't have any meetings between this period. In the morning, I like to go to the gym, or I've started going to the gym. I'll go, but when I don't go, I would,
I have a question. And the question is, when you touch on the fact that it wasn't always like this. At the beginning, it was a conflict as to she doing everything. And then I'm a great believer that conflict is a good thing, because it helps you to repair, and then there's a deeper connection. And my question to that is, when you guys had that conflict and then you guys resolved it and repaired it and then went a different direction, having to now be the one being in charge of your daughter fully from afternoon to night, how does that, what has that done for your relationship with your daughter?
Good. It's been amazing, because we have our own bond, our own relationship. I try my best to be as involved as possible. So when I pick her, chased, oh, I was cool. What did you learn? What did they teach you? She has a lesson teacher coming in the evening. Oh, let us pray. Yesterday I was teaching, reading to her, just teaching her to read, dance, So I sort of have my own relationship with her, and I sort of appreciate it. The thing is, before then, I still believe that I was doing my own thing with her, but not as my wife would have wanted it. She would have wanted you to do more, so because she believed, oh, there's more responsibility. And I agree with you, conflict is a good resolution, because I thought we were fine. I thought, okay, you are fine, you do pick up and drop off. And then she said, no, it wasn't working for her, this is not working, becoming a lot. And today, again, if she tells me, oh, pick up and drop, I can't do pick up. I can't do morning because I want to go to the gym. I will adjust my time, because for her, she has more, she does more with her daughter, and which I'm very, very grateful for. But anytime she comes up, I will always adjust to. But yes, it's helped me. It has helped me, have my own relationship, my own kind of. My phone is full of my daughter and main pictures and videos. Yeah.
And the reason I ask this, and I say that, is because a lot of the times men are very, I just want to provide and protect, and that's it. And then when the children leave the house, they realize, or as they grow older, they realize they don't really have a relationship with their kids, because they were busy doing the things on the outside to make sure the children are good. And then as time goes by, you realize that the children are closer to their mother.
To be honest, I don't blame them, because it's hard, man. It's hard. So sometimes when I pick my daughter on my way, I'm still having calls. Hello, how far, this, or meetings. Sometimes it's not convenient, but I'm trying to, because also we are not really, really emotional beings like that.
Let me tell you, it's not, sorry to cut you short. That's because you guys are still young. A friend of mine was telling me recently, this is someone in his mid-30s that for the first time ever he spent time with his dad. And his dad sent him a message after, like, thank you for the quality time. Because the father was maybe the sole provider for the longest time, and now the father has retired on his own, and no one is spending time with him. It's because we're still young now that everybody is thinking, oh, let me do this. And especially, then I'm like, over and over again, I'm coming to understand that a lot of the times men have it worse.
Yeah, men do actually. I saw a broadcast. The same thing we're saying, that men should spend quality time, be involved with their children. But the question is, why don't we always,
do it?
Yes, it's because you feel like you have to. Your first role first is money. You have to, like, go pay. Money has to be money. This girl has to eat. She has school fees. And you're taking a lot of risk. You have a lot of responsibility on your head. And it's hard juggling both. So you have to keep trying to create emotion. I can create those emotional time and quality time. And my work, because men are also not good multitaskers. Women can handle so many things. I can't. I don't know how to focus on two things at the same time. I also work in an industry is where I'm dealing with money. Like fintech, where let's approve funds here, approve funds here. I have to afford to have mistake, to go and send money to the wrong account. So I have to be 100% focused here, and that's where come and daddy, no, I say, wait first, go and play with the nanny. I'm coming. Before you know it, you can be on in my industry, for example, I can be on one transaction for 6 hours because the bank delay, you call this, you call that, you are worried, has this money landed, send me receipt, send me telex. Like, you are dealing with all this, dealing with investors, dealing with customers, dealing with your engineering team, and then you still have to deal with your wife, and you have to deal with your daughter, and then you have to deal with the country, and there is no light, you have to buy diesel, you have to buy and then you are start wondering, man, where is that? And then you've not even been responsible for yourself, And I'm wondering, like, man, even with myself, like, I never even take care of myself. Like, what am I doing? Like, at the end of the day, I just want to sleep. Like, I'm not worried about anything.
You talk about this sleep a lot.
I sleep. I sleep. Well, before you sleep, you are already thinking, like, okay, now, so tomorrow, this transaction that I spending now, like, I have to make sure I get it tomorrow. I hope the rate does not move. Maybe you wake up, how far? What's rate? Like, you are just stressed. And then you are now being faulted for not also spending quality time with your daughter. And then you now feel guilty that, man, maybe you are not being a good father. Or maybe you are not being a man enough. Maybe you are not being a good parent. You're not parenting enough, man, how do you do this? Okay, let me now create time. But you create that time, then in the middle of that time, another emergency has happened. Say, man, go and play with the nanny. I'm coming. Then you go. I'm just telling you, like, this I'm describing is literally my life. Like, and then you sit down at night and say, man, am I really a good father like this? God help me, God please. I don't want to be that one of those parents. And that's why when I say one thing I would say as successful is when I am old and I still have a relationship with my kids. Because you look, then you have to travel again. You travel for work. You travel because there was a period I was away for like maybe 3 weeks. You miss home, you call them, how are you? Yeah. But as you're missing them, you also, man, I have to do this. And then you now also come back home and you now still be faulting you. But everything I am doing is for you guys now. Like how is it? Like, because you just look like, wait. You think I am doing this for myself? You think I am going out? Because, like, I swear I speak for a lot of men when I say, like, we battle with this. And you think all this risk I am taking, flying plane, having meetings, the late night, you think it is for me to buy one Bugatti for myself, or for me to, be carrying babes and be shying and be dying up and down? You think that is why? And, sometimes you go through, some women, they will say, I have to put my career on the back on hold, so that you can pursue your career. I appreciate it, or we appreciate it, but it's not 100% complete statement. I know you put your career on hold, I know, but also me that I'm pushing my career.
You're not carrying the responsibility of
two people. It is not for me. It is also so that when your career is not on hold anymore, you have a soft landing. It's so that you can start, so that you have a good place to begin. This sleepless night is not for me. It's for us. It's our unless the person. Unless you are married to an irresponsible man, who is not irresponsible. You're not responsible, but married to a man that his money, he doesn't give money at home. When he makes his money, he's calling his boys alpha. You don't enter, let's enter streets. But if your man is not like that, appreciate it. It's not appreciate it. Give him some credits too, because sometimes you will just sit down. No, just sit down and just be like, what can she over para? Like, do you want to kill myself? Okay, you know what? Say I should not work again. Like sometimes say I should not work again, so I can have quality time. That's how, like he said it. I go through this. Yeah, you go through this. But I also understand what they are saying, because there can be balance, right? Yeah. There can be a good balance, and that's where we also need help. Let's do it together. Let's help ourselves. Yeah.
That is so beautiful. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. So tell me about being a tech founder.
My experience has been good. After ISEC, I joined as an experts team. Was a founder. I needed someone else to join the team. So that was my introduction to the space. Yeah. Lots of failure, and I learned from that failure. From there, I went to VGG, starting a remittance arm. Then it just got some licenses. So that was where I learned remittance. Then from there, I joined Curious. Then while I'm still at Curious now, but I'll not see myself I'm not an employee of Curious, because me and the founder, is my mentor. He's someone that I look up to, so I do more like a advisory, supervisory role, kind of, like I'm not there full time. But my experience has been good. I failed twice, in terms of, because the first startup I did was Afro-Guild, and I saw a good case, but probably bad timing. Then I moved from that. I did Awujo, also bad timing, and now we are doing Yolat. And can I chip in what Yolat is?
Oh yeah, I was about to say, tell us more about Yolat.
Okay, so Yolat does three things. One is, I believe sending money. It's not just about sending money, especially when it's about cross-border. When it's changing from one currency to another, it's very important. And what I mean is, if you're sending money abroad now, most of the time, see that you're trying to support someone, you're trying to pay for school fees, you're trying to pay for a bill, you're trying to buy a house, you're trying to send money to your parents. It's deep. So what Yola does is we provide that platform to allow that experience to be seamless. We offer you the best. I tell people, when you see a better rate somewhere, come and tell me. I'll give you better than that, because we believe that you should get value for your money. You should not spend your money on fees or hidden charges. So we make sure the experience is seamless. And also for businesses, right now, I was also thinking of doing a video for myself, like on my Instagram. Sending money abroad, especially those who have suppliers in China, in US, it's very hard. You go to the bank, they tell you there's no dollars. Most of the time, what you do is you go to Aboki Aboki give you dollars, you now deposit that dollar into your bank, and the bank will now charge you wire fees. You know, there sometimes take 2 to 3 days. Imagine all you have to do.
When you can just seamlessly send on the app.
Exactly. Just through our app, you register, you put in your business invoice, deposit money, and then, you know, we help you fulfill your invoice. And lastly, we have APIs that other businesses can integrate into to settle in different currencies in Africa. So, how's the experience been? No, actually, that's not the right one. It's like this. Like, it's getting clearer and clearer and clearer, you know, each day. It's been a very amazing journey. It's been tough dealing with employees, dealing with engineers, dealing with the regulatory uncertainty in Nigeria, you know, dealing with you as a person, you know, because you also have to grow into becoming a CEO, you know, into leading, into trying to create the type of organization you want, you know, a flat structure. But you see that the Nigerian employee, if you don't give them KPI, and they will not do anything, it's not work. It's just you just be flat. Nobody will do anything. Yes, you know, you have to like keep chasing. Have fun now. You say you're going to do this thing now. Like, what's going on? Like, you know, people are not taking responsibility for their actions, you know. So it's been an amazing journey. But now we are growing. You know, we have an incredible team. I really love my team. We are learning from each other. We are trying, you know, and we are learning from our customers too. They tell us, oh, we don't like this, oh, we want this. We are learning from them. And yeah, small. You know,
is the platform for both B2B and B2C?
Yes, for both.
So, individual remittance and then business remittance.
Yes. Yeah. Individual and business remittances. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, what are the lessons that you have taken from 2 failed businesses into your current business?
One is just have to keep trying. You know, it's never clear. You just have to start and it becomes clear. Because from the first business, it led to the second business. Second business led to where I am today. Also, in terms of team, you know, working with people, I've learned what works, you know, what doesn't work. You know, in fact, now, if I will ever invest in a founder, I want to know that the person is not a first-time founder. I want to say, well, what have you done before that has failed? Excuse me. And because you've taken a lot of lessons from dealing with people, from dealing with markets, from dealing with money, you know, in terms of, oh, sometimes we just did something that didn't just make sense financial wise, you know, and looking back, I will never make those type of mistakes again. So it's been, you know, an incredible journey. First is to understand that you just have to start, you know, anything, just start. That's one lesson I would forever be grateful for. 2 is how to manage my team. You know, how to manage my team in terms of putting structures in place. You know, there is a structure for when we resume work, when we close work, how we position in the market, I wasn't doing all that then, but now, you know, even myself, I position as a founder, because I've noticed that the business I am in now, most of our clients are people with B2B businesses. There are people that either know me or know someone that knows me. So it's a bit of trust. It's a trust, you know. And there's something, like I was talking to someone yesterday, and the guy was like, oh, you know, do you know this guy? I said, bros, when it comes to your money, forget Toyosi is, you know, Toyosi will not run away with your money. You know, if not, me and Toyosi, there's one, you know, so people trust me. And sometimes when I see the way people speak to me about me to other people, I say, are you sure this is me they are talking about? Because when people just believe in me, you know, so
you've proven yourself time and time again.
Yes. And the last thing is storytelling, which is one thing I am learning lately, that you have to put yourself out there, you know, tell your story and be as vulnerable as you can, because people don't buy what you sell, they buy you. say, okay, this guy, I want to, because the guy, before he added his friend to the call, he was like, this is your business, I gotta support you, I have 5 ways I go support you, I said, I beg you, I'll just tell me. So I have one son that wants to pay an invoice, then he added him to call, and he convinced his friend that, don't worry, it will go well. And it's come from me sharing on my Instagram or my social media, telling my story, telling my journey, telling people about my failures, how things have not worked, what I am doing to, be a better person. I am trying. It makes people feel like they know you. I know this guy.
There's a level of
Trust that comes with it. And I will keep sharing, because if you look at some of the most successful businessmen that we have lately, they share. You see Tony Elumelu, the way he packages himself, and I want to be like this guy. If the way Tony Elumelu, like what I see is Instagram, the way he balances with a little bit of social business conferences, the way he dresses, makes me look up to him. It might not make me want to bank with his bank, maybe but it makes me want to give him my money. That please, you can do something with my money. Because he just showed me a life of a perfect businessman, and same way, even Elon Musk, he put the tweets almost every 5 minutes. You see him tweeting. So I've grown to know that the most important skill, one of the most important skill that we have in this era, is habit of the skill of storytelling. Yeah.
That's good. You've been an avid investor, and from what I know, that has what's this?
Well,
are you okay to talk about that?
Yeah, of course. So I saw a post by Koyemi Awu, that's the former the guy Jobberman. He posted, and he was talking about his investment in different startups, and how you only need one or two to be successful, for you to make back all your losses. I've done a bit of angel investing in Nigeria, like maybe 4 startups, and all of them is zero. I can't mention their names. Some of them are shut down. Some of them I didn't even hear from the founders again. Some of them, they are my guys, and when we talk, they'll be telling me other things. But how far your business? How about that business I give you $10,000 for? Like, how far? So I have had, a bit of failure in that. But I know that I cannot stop not investing. Maybe right now, my mantra is I have to just invest in my business now. So maybe when my business is now more successful, then I can. But I will keep investing. Keep investing for 2 things. I believe that, it is one of the best ways to get rich by getting lucky. Imagine you invested in Uber. So startups are meant to fail, but you just need one. Just need one that you put $10,000 for, and you sell it for $1 million. I will make up for all the losses. So I take risk a lot. I also invest in digital assets. I've been investing in Bitcoin since 2016. I also invest in real estate. So I have some different asset classes. But now the only money I have now is for ULAT. Like it's for my business.
Money where your mouth
Yeah, that's the only thing I have to invest in now. Because every of my other investments, because we have to, can't save. I don't believe you can't. It's a bad idea to save. So I have different buckets of investment. There is the mutual funds that I just want my money back in case of emergency. There is, digital assets, high risk, high reward. So the amount I will put into that is not so big. And there are startups too. When I had a lot of money, I was 5K here, 10K here, 10K here. That one, you do. But nowadays, I can't even invest in any startup. It's my only startup, man. It's you that.
Awesome, well done. Thank you so much. That has been so interesting. What do you hope that your daughter is learning from you as she's growing?
I don't know if this is, I don't know if this makes sense, but it's always like first, not always the first thing that comes to mind, how I treat my wife. I hope that she's learning, because I feel like a lot of us have a picture of marriage from what we see at home. A lot of us from marriage and at home and what we see on TV, but first at home, you know. I hope she's learning, you know, also from my wife how she's treating me, and also I am treating her, and I hope she has that picture. And I pray I pray to God that it gives us the grace and the wisdom to continue leading to have a good marriage, so that she has a picture of a good marriage in her head. Because if you don't have that type of picture in your head, it might mess up your mind into what you think marriage is, you know, what you think. Because if some people grow up in not in broken homes, you know, or with single parents, you know, not to say that it's not a good destiny, but that's maybe shifted the idea of what marriage is or of how things should be, you know. So I pray, you know, prayer, grace, wisdom, you know, that God should continue, so that she can continue seeing this type of picture. Because I also personally believe that the devil, you know, does not want marriages to succeed. And if it's not successful, you know, the first people that are affected, because I'll move on, the woman will move on, but the people that are first affected are the kids. Again, I'm not saying that some people separate for good reason, you know, and I pray that God helps them on my own. I pray that God continues to, you know, help and she sees a good picture. I also hope that she's, because now, you know, when you grow up, you see your parents go to work, you know, and they provide. You know, I pray that she's learning. I hope she's learning that daddy is working. But daddy is always at home. So I hope she sees that daddy is working and that is an entrepreneur.
Children see those things.
Yeah.
They might not be able to articulate it, or they might not be able to process it, but as they grow, they see what's, and I think that it's even beautiful for you, because you are not just a successful entrepreneur, you're not just doing business, you're also present. Yeah. What people know is that I'm busy, I can't be present, but you're present.
Yeah. And emphasis on trying to be present. Try. Because everything I'm just trying. I'm just trying. I'm just trying, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Oh yes, I've gone through a lot of emotions from this podcast, like lots of emotions.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, I've gone through a lot of emotions. It's like a therapy session for me. I'm serious. Like a therapy session.
I literally have people say, I've never thought about that in my life. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's been such an honor. It's been a pleasure. Like
Thank
your
you.
experience, everything you spoke about has been truly fascinating for me. And for me, I just feel like you're still that guy who is such an open-minded person to always learn and unlearn.
Yeah.
You've always been that person.
Yeah.
You don't have it must be like this and it must be like this.
No.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of, I'm always willing to start over. You know, because I believe that life is about gathering experiences. Like, I feel like I have a beautiful life. And my beautiful life is a different experiences. Like, I lived in Unilorin. I have friends. I have stories. I have stories with you where we were sleeping in like 4 or 5 of us in a room. You know, we're trying to raise money for I don't know what kind of conference that was. I don't know who said us for that conference. We're raising money. You know, I love traveling to different states for conferences, living in Ghana, you know, doing border to border. Like, have I ever told you about my border to border experience? Like, oh God, like. So this is the longest trip I've ever done in my life to date. Now, see this. I bought tickets that I'm going to Taiwan. I don't have money for I don't have visa. sorry, I bought ticket. I don't have visa.
To
Taiwan, for ISEC conference. So, but they said we can get visa in Abuja. So I took me and my teammates' passport to Abuja, and I had, I think, about 12,000 naira with me. So see what I did. I took a bus from Accra to it's Aflao. Is it Aflao? Yeah, Aflao border. Then from Aflao border to Lome border. From Lome border to Benin. From Togo to Benin. From Benin, I landed in Abuja. I landed in Abuja around, Lagos. And Lagos around maybe 4-5 p.m. From Lagos, I took night bus to Abuja. I got to Abuja very early in the morning. I went to the ISEC house in Abuja. I slept around 9 a.m. I went, they gave me visa. Immediately I collected the visa. Abuja to Lagos, Lagos to Benin, Benin to Togo, Togo to Accra. Immediately I got to Accra. So when from Aflao to Accra, I did not have money again. So I now took, from Accra to my house. I didn't have money. I just told the driver, just take me to the house. Immediately I got home, say, Isaac, Alpha, bring your bag. Because our flight was also that night. Do you understand? I was also that night. So immediately I got, please borrow me money. Let's pay taxi. We didn't even pay. They took us to the airport. We paid them. So from there, plane to Dubai. From Dubai to Taiwan. So just see all that.
How many days was this trip?
2-3 days. So my life has been one beautiful ride, and that's how I see everything I am doing. Oh, it's one beautiful experience. Let me enjoy it. Let me enjoy the ride. It doesn't work well, we start over again. Hopefully it's not a costly mistake. Yeah, but we'll just keep moving, keep trying. Oh, there's an experience. Oh, let's try. Let's do it. Yeah.
So beautiful.
Have you?
I like that.
Yeah.
That there's always that open-mindedness, and I think Isaac actually taught us all that open-mindedness.
Yeah.
When I meet Isaac and we talk about our experiences and where we are today, it's like where we are today is now child's play, because we're doing a whole lot more. Nobody was paying us.
Exactly. Even till now, I have been taught, I don't think money first before doing anything. That was why making those type of decisions when money and the war going on, you can say, oh, it's not like this. Are you doing it for money? Your podcast, yeah. I bet
so much more.
Exactly. Yeah, you think about just doing it first.
Yeah.
You think about just creating a beautiful experience, and then you think, I have to monetize this to be sustainable. But that first thing first, and that's the beauty of what we are doing. You lot now, it might not be making money, but I'm not thinking about. I want to gain a lot of trust from a lot of businesses, a lot of it's working. Things everything is going very well. Then I know we will make money. So God has blessed us. God has blessed us. Thank you, Tope.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay.